from Vinegar Syndrome partner releases is Summer of Fear, directed by Wes Craven, starring Linda Blair. That was enough for me to go, yes, I want to see that, absolutely, 100%. Directed in 1978. This feels a lot like an after-school special. It has that kind of preachy mentality to it. It follows certain kind of tropes of that, but it feels very much almost like a thriller at points, and then there's a supernatural element just kind of forced into the movie later on. You get Linda Blair as Rachel, you get her cousin Julia, whom has to come and stay after her parents are killed in a car crash, and they haven't seen each other in a while. She kind of turns up, Rachel takes her under her wing, shows her around the house and the town, introduces her to her boyfriend and her friends, and everything's fantastic. Her brother, Rachel's brother, kind of has a liking to Leah as well, as do most men round about the house, particularly her father, who kind of culminates in some really creepy sequences, but we'll get to that later on. And we kind of see Julia start to take on the traits and the look and the style of Rachel, copying her almost.
You look great. Wow. Fantastic.
I just asked him to make me look half as nice as you.
And then when Rachel starts to fall out with Julia a little bit, she starts to feel like she's taking over a lot of her things that she likes. You know, like the horse that she loves has to be taken away because it broke free and almost attacked her, almost trampled on her. Her boyfriend has to take Julia to a dance because Rachel can't make it, because all of a sudden she comes out in a weird rash. He kind of dumps Rachel and decides to go for Julia instead.
Well, with Judy and I, well, first time we danced.
Oh, excuse me. Let me get the violins. I mean, for crying out loud.
Her parents definitely seem to prefer Julia to their actual daughter of Rachel, and you kind of watch this character sidelined and maligned. Whereas she was once the apple of the eye, she is now playing second fiddle to this new addition, this new character who has suddenly stepped into her world and replaced her on every front. But of course, Rachel feels that there's something wrong with Julia, and in delving into it, believes that she is actually a witch of sorts, or someone who's practicing witchcraft to make things happen.
Mother, there is something evil about Julia.
Please don't start off.
But it's true.
And it all becomes a rush to the finale, where Rachel needs to try and convince people to believe her that Julia is just wrong and take down this demonic woman. It's very pedestrian a lot of the time. It's shot like a kind of 70s TV special. It has that feeling about it that I noticed several times throughout production. The story, while being fine, offers nothing new or interesting. It feels very familiar in the way it goes about its story. There's nothing here where I can go, yeah, that's particularly Craven-esque. In this one, it feels like a job just to kind of get used to filming and making stuff and getting a little bit of cash behind them, a little bit of cachet as well. And it just kind of ticks over. It doesn't go out of its way to be extra special. It doesn't feel particularly dull or uninteresting either. It just kind of rides that fine line of being average.
Save some for me.
Oh, that's good.
Sometimes it's not a bad thing. I kind of enjoyed Summer of Fear. I thought Linda Blair was pretty good. I thought the story, although contrived and you could tell where it was going to go, was interesting enough. You're just kind of waiting for more of the craziness to come out near the end. There are some grating scenes where Rachel is being a little bit of a whiny girl, and you just hope that she's going to snap out of that sooner rather than later, because it does kind of do your head in a lot. And yeah, it was a fun watch. Fun, but kind of forgettable. I'm glad to have seen this one, part of the Wes Craven films. It's one that I may go back to at a later point. I'm not too sure if there's commentaries on the disc or not, but if there was, I'd probably be interested in checking that out at some point. But it's more one of those movies that you would watch and keep because of the cast involved. Linda Blair, Wes Craven, 1978. Yeah, happy to have seen Summer of Fear. It was decent enough. It was fine. It was average. I'd love to know your thoughts on Summer of Fear, or Stranger in the House as it was otherwise called. There's more content up here. You can check out more of my stuff if you so wish. If you have a brief moment, click that like button and watch what kind of magic happens. There is magic, honest, you just might not see it straight away. And if you feel that you want to give me a little bit extra support, you can join the Patreon or the membership program for as little as 99p a month, and that is absolutely fantastic. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.